G'day, I'm Clive and welcome. The Helikon Tex Summit backpack. I made a video, I can't remember if it was last week or the week before, about it, about using the Packcells and how to pack it to gain, or how to utilise the space in this pack more efficiently. Now if you know about the Summit backpack, it's a 40 litre backpack if you don't. But it's a good 40 litre backpack because it's not a stiff one, it's not regimented in its square or anything like that. It's pliable, I think the word would be. Now Kurt S64 asked me, can you fit a brain to it? You can fit to the top to expand the pack. I cannot recommend it. There's nowhere online to recommend it. Helikon Tex do not recommend it. I have found a way that we can do it as long as you don't put too much weight on there. Now when it comes to the amount of weight, all I will say is if you're going to have something sitting on top of the pack itself is going to take most of the weight. What I'm going to be showing you is a way to hold it in place. And the weight you're going to carry is also going to be down to what you feel comfortable on your shoulders, your back, your hips, your legs to carry on it. That might be 1 kilo, it might be 2-3 kilos. Whatever you choose, you'll be taking a risk on your pack. Now what I did get, because I can't find any straps in adaptive green to match this, so I went to SilverAnt and I got the back straps SR buckle 2-piece 80cm, but I got them in brown because the actual green that they do is like an OD green similar to this, and it'll just stand out just too much. I just didn't like the idea. If that's your cup of tea, you go for it. If you've got a different colour Summit backpack, you may be able to find straps like the black. You can find black straps. I've noticed on eBay and places like that you can get blue straps. I don't know if they'll match 100%, but that's up to you to choose what you want. The next thing I did was I tested it with some bungee cord. My second thing I did to this today, and it worked out well. The black one I used just to get the length of what I needed, and then I went again. These are from the Survival Supplies Australia, which is only down the road, so I nipped down and I got some of the SilverAnt elastic cord kit in brown, and it says DIY kit for tweaking packs, 4-piece cord locks, 400cm elastic cord, and it says on there in brackets burnt ends to prevent fraying with a 2-year warranty. And I got that in brown to match the straps on top. Now I have used this before, I've got it on a couple of my SilverAnt packs and it works really well. And I'll be just folding this in half and cutting it in half to get the length I need, which is around the 2 meters in length, which is what's the actual, that was the cord I tested it with, which worked out to be 2 meters in length for what I want. So let's show you. The first thing was attaching the straps on top. And we'll be preventing this in the next bit, and I'll show you as we go. Now there's different ways you can attach this. You can just use a cheap carabiner, or we can use the Gastron dangler, which is like a carabiner, which I like these. This normally goes on the front of the pack. Or what I've done on this, I've used a keyring. This is the 1-inch one, which is about 26-27mm across. So where I've attached it is here. your load lifter strap goes through, and that's stitched into the pack. This is where I said about the strength. I don't know how strong this stitching is. It is stitched into a seam, so it's going to be pretty strong, and most of the force is going to be going down on the actual frame inside. Now, it's not a metal frame, it's like a plastic frame in there, so it's not the strongest, but it will give some support. And as you can see, even though at the moment I've just got a sleeping bag in there to pack it out, you've got somewhere for it to sit. So at that point here, where the buckle connects the shoulder strap to the pack, that's where I'll put the ring through on both sides. To fit these straps through there, you're going to take the buckle off first and then put the strap through, and then reconnect the strap through the buckle, if you're wondering. Let's get something on there now and show you. In here is the Helikon Tex jungle bag, and it's in the large Packcell from Helikon Tex. So just undo the buckles, and I'll do it so that side is facing down and I've got the zip on top, and that way I don't have to take that off and come to it. You can use the cinch straps on here and put them through the rings if you don't have any straps for the top like I have. Works. So instead of the sleeping bag being inside taking up space, it's come outside and it's gone on top, and it's allowed more space inside the pack. And as you can see, there's hardly any strain on here. So there it goes. We've got the medium one, that'll fit. We've got a small one here, that'll fit, but that one I'd actually use the straps on the pack to go through the keyring loops, because I think it's just too narrow for it to secure with the straps on top. And another thing that does fit on here nice, at the moment this has got one of my bivvies in there, the Out Kit Elan. That actually straps on there really nice. So Helikon Tex, make this in an adaptive green or other colours so we can actually do this to our packs. So now we've gained space from packing the pack properly, like in the last video, which I'll put a link down below so you can go and have a look at that, to making even more room in there by putting it on top. So that answered Kurt's 64's question. So there you go, Kurt, that's what it looks like. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is the bungee cord I have here, the elastic cord kit. I'm going to be put through here, a small webbing there, and use the webbing that comes down the back of this now, down the, is it called a kangaroo pouch, beaver pouch, different names in different places. And that cord that's going to be going through here is going to be what holds this down in place, because when you do your buckles up, you'll just pass it through the cord. And now the cord can be a pain to go through the smaller bits of webbing right close up. So I've got this. So this is what people use for knitting or making whoopee slings for hammocks, which is what I bought it for, to pull the actual Dyneema cords through. That just made it easier. It's not necessary, it just makes it a lot easier. And they're only like $3 or $4. So nip down to your sewing shop. If you're here in Australia, Western Australia, you've got Spotlight and places like that. Down to you, just grab one. Makes life so much easier. So the first thing, let's get myself a knife. Get the elastic cord out. I said 400 centimeters, 4 meters of it. And you get 4 really stiff, these are. Little line lock things. And I said, they do ease off after a while, but they're very, very, very strong. Very strong. Before I do that, I've got a couple of other things I've added for carrying my poles with. So if you use walking poles, I added a bungee cord down here, or elastic cord down there at the bottom for my pole to go through, and if I find it properly, and another one here on my sternum strap, so I can just put my pole in, out the other side, and walk hands free if I want. So I'll be changing them also today, and I'll show you where a close-up of where I've put them. So first of all, let's get this done. Like I said, 4 meters, I want 2 meters. So let's just get this all, now I've tangled it up a bit, get it untangled. That's it. Now if you're after anything like this, the Servato one is really, really good quality. Not that one where you get them off the cheap sites, where they snap after a couple of weeks. One done. Get the other one prepped for when I need to use that one. Tidy that up for now. I pushed it through the bottom of these loops on the webbing. That comes down the back of the pouch. This is the back to me. This is the front to me. So when I say the back, I mean this side. So that's halfway. And this next part is quite easy. We're just going to take it through here where the compression straps are. Make sure I've got the right length. Press that one up. Through. And as you go from here through there, that just creates a catch. So if you're going to put these sleep mat in there, like the folding ones, that's got somewhere to hold it. And at the bottom here, it'll just hold it in place. Do the same on the other side. Now that's where this comes in next. Is these small ones here. They're a bugger to push through. So what I'm going to be doing first is pushing it through the webbing, getting hold of the opposite side, bit over here. Just hooking that into the end of this. And twisting it as we go, pull it through. Saves a lot of hassle. Let's quickly do the other side. do it the same way. Now, I can't remember what these are called, so I do apologise for that. And hopefully you can see now. That's where we started, went through this one, to this one, over to this one, and we've got this one. So 1, 2, and the same this side. First one, second one. So now we've got an actual somewhere that will grab what you're going to be using this for. Now I'll do the same with the next two up here, one there and one over that side. Alright, we've got that through all the loops. We've got the two ends here. Let's just try and even them out. That's near enough. Now this one hasn't been burnt and mounted, so I'll do that now. Hot, 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 hot. Now this is a point where we put this on, the line lock. Now these have got a piece that goes down the middle for the springs, but as you push it down it opens up into one. That was a bugger. Got it through though, got it through. What I've got to do now is tie a knot on this end, so get as much cord as possible. Just go do overhand knot. That's the easiest way of doing it. Dress it up so it looks tidy. There we go. And get the multi-tool. So I've got a grip to pull. First one tight. A bit more. A bit more. Nicely done. I'll just cut these off. Just so it looks tidy. So it looks tidy. Again, just melt the frayed ends. And now where this comes in, the bungee. I'll do it up first and I'll show you once it's done. So the next bit of bungee here, or the elastic cord, I've put the straps through it, and now all I need to do is get a proper grip on it, give it a tug, and now when I'm walking it's not going to be bouncing. Got a bit of give with it being on the elastic cord, but it's secure. If you do catch it or if you're walking, it's going to be very little of a problem. And if you're wondering what this is for, when we've got the actual beaver pocket here, or the kangaroo pocket, depending where you're from and what part of the world or country, it's just, if I've got a tent, I could put part of it in here or carry my normal stuff in there, and I could put the wet fly on here and just give that a tug up. Or even my poncho, if that's wet, I can put it in here, pull it tight, and the poncho's on the outside, and I can still use the beaver pocket behind that, and I've got my main pack. So that's just giving me a little bit more space and options when it comes down to using the pack. Now, for the walking poles, I've just tucked it through the compression strap here. There's no loops down at the bottom to put the cord through, so this is the only way I could do it. So when you are using this bit, the compression strap, if you're undoing it, remember, tighten it up a bit so it's not going to fall off. So let's get this one off. And get it undone. There we go. Got the bungee off. Now that's the length of bungee, but you can see here at this end I've put a knot. So next time when I do the other one, the knot is going to be, because it's a thicker cord, I'm just going to tie a knot in the whole length before I actually double it over. I'll show you when I get there. I'll just get the length that I need. Just so if you're wondering, let's get the tape measure and let you know how long it is. Ish. That's at 50 centimeters, which is near enough 20 inches. Yep, nearly 20 inches, 50 centimeters, or half a meter. So, where's my cord gone now? What did I do with it? Come on. Ah, that's it. I threw it over here. Found it. Don't panic. So now I want half a meter up here, the 2 feet. And whilst I'm at it, I might just do 2 of these, because I'm going to need similar at the top, which I'll show you in a moment. But these are the 2 pieces I need. One for here and one for up here. So like I said, find the centre, and that's where I want my knot to stop the line lock coming off, which will be, what are we doing with them? Oh, it's still in the bag. One of these. I had to use that again to get it through. That's how tight they are. There you go. There's a knot at the end, stopping it going all the way. Again, get a knot at this end. Now I want to put the strap between the line lock and the knot. All ready to go. The next one is on the chest strap here, the sternum coming from the chest strap. And we had room to put that behind where the 3 layers of the sternum, or the 2 elastic is there, let's double check. Yeah, 2 elastic and the main webbing layer, all stitched together here. So I'll take this one off and I'll make one the same as I did for that one and put it on. So there we are, the attachment points for my poles. The rings at the top here, so I can attach the straps here from SilverAnt, which strap around the actual Helikon Tex Packcell, goes over the elastic cord, which gives me an extra point of storing a jacket, poncho, tarp on the back there. So I've saved some more space, which I don't have to carry things inside. So yeah, so we've got the Silverant straps, Silverant elastic cord, with these Silverant line locks which came with a cord, the key ring. Like I said, the weight you put up here, if you put too much, you are going to damage your pack. But I'll show you. Walking pole, loops here, loops up here. So this one I'll put it in and put it up to my body. Even that alone is going to hold that. But then if I actually do this one and put it over the pole and have this away from the body, that's just going to hold it away from my arm and I can walk without. So that's made using the pack a lot easier. You can see I've got these pouches here again, Helikon Tex, Helikon Tex. On this side, Helikon Tex, Helikon Tex, Helikon Tex pack, Helikon Tex Packcell, Helikon Tex sleeping bag, Silverant straps, Silverant elastic cord. So now I could probably get a couple more days using this pack. And like I said, it's only a 40-litre pack. So that's the Summit from Helikon Tex, expanded without doing any stitching, any cutting, any chopping things off, just by attaching a few little pieces onto it, which was elastic cord with the line locks, using one of these from the knitting store, and a couple of keyring loops. The strap all works great, and it still sits on top of the pack away from my head. So if I've got my wide brim hat on, let's just plonk this on for now. Still got plenty of room behind. I'm going to tilt my head back for it to touch the pack. So, hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have and you've got something from it and you're not already a subscriber, please go down below, click on the subscribe button, click on the notification bell next to it and select all, so you can be notified of all future videos. And if you are already a subscriber, again, I thank you very much.